Well, here's another session of the State of the Ministry here at St. Paul Lutheran Church, and I've got with me Mr. Sawyer and Dr. Kelly Oguloro. Actually, they're both doctors, so I need to get that right. But really, on the school side, there's always, as we move out of Christmas, then it gets really kind of busy, and it's almost like a run to the end of the year. You know, there's all kinds of different field trips coming up for the kids. There's class trips, graduations, music festival, those things. But, that kind of takes place throughout. But what do we have coming up in probably about the next, 3 months? What are we looking forward to for the school?
I think one of the things that's exciting is re-enrollment opens to our families February 1st. And it's going to be important for families that want to stay at St. Paul and connected to this ministry to register early, because there's really only about 12 seats open for next year if all of our students return this year. And so we need to be able to have all of those who are in the school that want to return to get their spaces reserved, so that we, on March 1st, open it up to the public. And we have a long list of people who are interested. And so once we get to that March 1st, it's open. So anyone that didn't get it in that month of February may miss out. And the school is really full, which is exciting.
It is. That means also that they probably need to have some of their financial stuff working on that once they get their taxes done, because that's all, if they're going to apply for any kind of aid.
Yeah, any of the scholarships, and we can certainly help with that information if they're new to that. Tracy can help with that, but they'll just need to be kind of committing with that registration fee in the month of February.
So Kelly, is that the same in your area? Because that's not been tradition. That you usually have some more openings there at the beginning of the year until later on.
Sometimes we will have openings, especially we see that mostly in like our 15-month-old program, but this past year has been unprecedented, and both of our classrooms were open on August, on our first day of school, August 10th, and I foresee that happening again next year. So yes, our current families need to make sure, that they're completing that re-enrollment portion for next year. And then also we're going to walk through that for the new families who are on the wait list, which we have several of those as well.
Yeah. In fact, you've got coming up as part of the area of your ministry, kind of a special opportunity for the pre-kindergarten and kindergarten parents. What is that?
We do. So we are inviting students who are going to be going into our pre-K program next year, so whether it's pre-K 3 or pre-K 4, to come and meet the teachers, look at the classroom, and that's open to current students or families from the community who would like to come and learn more about our program. And that is on Tuesday, February 1st from 6 until 7. But then we also, for students who are going into kindergarten, so pre-K 4 families, they're invited on Monday, January 31st, to come and meet the teachers and go through the classrooms and such.
Yeah, all right, that's good.
Yeah.
One of the things that really surprised me when I came here, because I was part of a school ministry early on in my years of serving, and it seemed to me, and I went to a Christian school as well, not a Lutheran school, but a Christian school. It was like every time we turned around, there was another fundraiser. It was selling candy bars. It was doing a hike. It was selling grapefruit or oranges, because we were up north, so that stuff, you got to get, that's golden stuff. But what I really loved about St. Paul was you do one fundraiser a year, and it's right around the corner. Tell everybody a little more about that fundraiser that we're doing.
Yeah, so this is my first year here, so it's my first Luther-run fundraiser. It is our biggest fundraiser for the year, and the exciting part about that is that it really involves the kids. So kids are getting sponsors to run, or there are corporate sponsors that want to have their name kind of as publicized on the back of the Luther Run shirt. So if anybody in the congregation wants to do sponsorships, again, you can contact the school, and we can send you in the right direction on who to talk to become a sponsor. But students will be asking family and friends to sponsor their running. And it is just a chance for students to really see how they are physically supporting the school. And this year, PTO, who organizes it and runs it, is taking that money and using a bulk of that money to help enhance classroom libraries, books in individual classrooms. So teachers can use those books to enhance students' literacy skills and help students be reading at just the right level for their skills.
Which is something, from what I've heard, just, conversation is a little more challenging because of what COVID did and just kind of taking kids out of school for a while. We've got some differences in reading levels, probably a little more now than maybe we've had in the past. But it's going to be okay. We're going to get the kids caught up, and we continue to work at that.
A student reading below grade level, but reading at just the right book, they can, within a year, gain a half a year to 3/4 of a year if they're supported in their growth. If they're trying to read too high above their level, they get stuck. And so that's part of it. This is going to help get our kids back where they need to be, but also those kids that didn't lose any ground. If I have a third grader who's actually reading at a fifth grade level, why hold them back? It's going to give them a chance to have some books easily available in their classroom to go and read, talk to their teacher about, and it will help build their reading capacity as well.
I just want to encourage all of you that are watching, make sure that you're always praying for the teachers here. They love their job, they love Jesus, they love the kids, they love the parents, but we're going to have to look at some staffing for the school. So what's going to go on there, and what can we kind of pray about, or how can the congregation support in this?
Great question, and exciting time to ask. Yeah, there will be a few openings next year. Still working on where those might be, as teachers who are already here might want to move and try a different grade level. But there will be a couple of openings that we know about. And I have reached out to the Concordia University system, and I've already had 2 teacher candidates that are interested in at least talking to us about a call for next year. So that's the process we're in right now. We're just praying that God begins to work in people's hearts to say that, one, they want to be teaching, and then connect them to us. So if you have any family or friends who are teachers, it might be the time now to say, St. Paul's going to have some openings, and they could get their information to me. I'm looking at some called teachers out of the Lutheran system, but we're looking for the best teacher fits. And so if you happen to know somebody, it's now that time of year to say, be in touch with the school office so I can meet them. We can begin to have that conversation. But I received an email today from Concordia University in Chicago with someone who's really interested, a graduate, in talking about a possibility of having a teaching ministry here. So God's beginning to work those mechanisms.
Yeah. And I just happen to think, we actually have, that I know of right now, 2 new people who've just completed their colloquy, and one's sitting at this table, and it's not you, and it's not me. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
you are now a fully, or you can be a fully called church worker in the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. And then we had one other one, right?
Yep.
And that was?
Katie Sherman passed,
Sherman.
And so we're starting that process to get the call documents and to begin that whole process so that she can be a called Lutheran teacher as well. So we'll have 2 more.
Then we've got another one who's going through some leadership training. I believe it's called, is it SLED?
SLED.
So what actually is that, and who's doing that?
So Lori Chaychuk is in the process of completing SLED, and SLED is an administrative program within the Lutheran Church to help Lutheran trained teachers, called teachers, gain the experience and just the skills to be an administrator, principal or department chair, or take on a new level of leadership in a school. And so, Lori is slated to complete that by the end of this school year.
That's just really exciting to see, our teachers really seeking out more training. I know we've had some that have gotten their masters and doctorates, I believe, over time, but those are the 3 newest ones that I know of.
Right.
There was another exciting thing that happened. There's this big Florida music competition.
Yeah, that's right.
A number of our kids went to that. Tell us What happened there?
Do you want to take, because you just sent an email out about the students, and then I can take the
Sure. Yeah.
Tom Bishop Award?
So we had 4 students who actually attended this, and this is a very prestigious.
State competition,
Thank
level
you.
competition.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's not just Christian. I mean,
It's state level, and
State
it's
level.
not necessarily like our, Mr. and Mrs. Bates. They do not choose who goes, so it's sent off. It's an audition process, so there's a lot of practicing that goes into something, and then they submit it to a panel, and then they're chosen amongst all people from all over the state. So we had 4 of our students who attended. And they went and they worked very hard there to present a piece, or pieces, with people from other musicians from all over the state, and they did very, very well. You actually went.
Yep, I had the opportunity to be there as principal. And so, 3 of our 5th grade students, they had 7-8 hours of practice the first day and 4.5, 5 hours of practice the second day. And so they were with a group of maybe 50 or 60 elementary students from around the state of Florida. And they, in that time, put together a 30-minute concert with 2 professional conductors. And then one of our 7th graders had the same experience with the middle school band as well. And then our very own Daniel Bates was awarded, after a lot of hard work, the Tom Bishop Award, which is once again awarded by the state of Florida Music Education Association, acknowledging his hard work on how he has grown the St. Paul program. The Tom Bishop Award is for music leaders that have taken a small program and grown it and just added value to it. And Daniel has done that over years of just tireless work. And so he was acknowledged for being one who can grow a band program. And so we celebrate that with him.
And he was
Absolutely.
nominated by his peers, so that's another,
Yeah, that's
just even
not
being
us
nominated.
peers. It's the music community. Yep.
Exactly.
So that's awesome. Congratulations, Mr. Bates. We're really happy to have you here, and you're such a blessing. As is all the people that are having a hand in music. So that it's just not him anymore. We've got a number of people doing different things. Anything else that we need to talk about? And if not, we'll wrap it up.
I think that covers us
We're good.
Okay.
for now.
Yeah.
All right. Until next quarter, take care and God bless.